And go for it.
Hello.
Are you checking levels? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was just trying to move back and forth, see if it messes with people while they're listening.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think the stereo quite works that way.
Hello.
Hi. So, this is Tim.
I'm Bob.
And, of course, welcome to Precarious Pixels. As you can hear, we got a little more background noise on this one. Our normal recording spot was a little bit busy, so we couldn't do it there.
So was our backup.
This is our backup to our backup.
Yeah.
So this week, got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're 1 week away from Pacific Rim 2. Pac Rim 2 is coming out.
Maximum hype.
Yes. I think every YouTube video that I've watched has had a trailer for it right before it. Especially if it's on anything on Nerdist, because I think they're owned by that company.
Oh, WB? Or Legendary?
Or Legendary, I think it is. They own that. So there's that. We'll definitely tell you all about that when we start, or next week when we definitely watch that. But this week we're going to talk a couple other movies and a few other trailers that dropped. New Infinity War trailer, Fantastic Beasts 2. But the first thing we want to talk about, one of the movies the Oscars definitely recognize, which was 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I thought it was an amazing movie. Bob has been waiting for me to watch it for like a month.
Probably longer.
Probably longer.
It's so good.
And honestly, it blew me away. The hype does not do it credit, because it's amazing as a great human story. I definitely think it's worth watching. So, and the acting is top notch.
Frances McDormand won the Oscar.
Yes, and I believe also Sam Rockwell won Best Supporting.
There you go.
So they definitely deserved it for that. I would have liked Woody Harrelson to get it as well. He definitely did an amazing job. There wasn't a bad performance in it.
No, he killed it.
Yes, especially like he wasn't even in it that much, and he did an amazing job. So what are your thoughts on it?
They've heard it. It's just, I think it's just one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Like the tone was great. It fluctuates a little. Like there's a little bit of comedy in there, so you're not just depressed the whole movie.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of really rough, heavy stuff that happens.
Yes, definitely. I mean, just spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. But it is about the a mother, her daughter is murdered, and she hasn't heard anything back from the police. It's not that they're not investigating it, it's just that it's kind of one of those cases where it's just not going to get solved. I think even Woody Harrelson puts it in the movie, it's like, this is something that's going to be solved in 5 years. It's like they have the person's DNA, but this could be like the first time he's ever committed a crime, or the first time that anybody's recorded his DNA, and it's like something that's like he's going to get arrested for something else, and then it's like they'll be like, oh, he was involved in this as well. But Frances McDormand just won't have it. Like, she wants answers now, which when your daughter is killed, I definitely could understand that, but goes about it in the worst way possible.
But I think a lot of that is character driven from her guilt.
Yes, definitely for her guilt. But I definitely think it's definitely worth watching. Peter Dinklage does an amazing job in that as well.
His legal name, please, Tim Dinklebot.
Dinklebot. Yeah, he does an amazing job in it. And plays a very sympathetic character in it. Even Sam Rockwell, to some respects, he plays what you think is kind of like a horrible character, but then you kind of find out like his story behind it, and it's not. He's actually becomes more and more sympathetic as the story gets on. Like, nobody is one-sided in this. Frances McDormand is not a one-sided lovable character. Like, everybody is multifaceted. Like, you love them and hate them in the same breath. It is.
Except for one.
Except for one.
I would still say Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson does an amazing job in this. and very sad. But again,
that letter.
yes, those letters, and he rates spoiler, he kills himself and leaves behind a ton of letters for his family, all the people Sam Rockwell, Frances McDormand, all their, to kind of explain why and what they should do, but in some ways they don't do it, other characters do. It's definitely worth watching. It's probably, I think, probably one of my favorite movies, definitely from last year. Yeah. But definitely go out, watch it. You have anything you want to put in?
No, I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, see it. I don't know what you're doing. See the movie.
Yes, definitely go see it.
Don't see other movies. Although, what do I know? It didn't win Best Picture.
Yeah.
Your movie won Best Picture.
That's right.
The Fishman.
The Fishman movie.
Fishman movie won Best Picture.
And it definitely deserved it. I think that was more just for the overall sense of the movie. And just, it's very surprising. I didn't think it was going to win, to be honest with you. I thought, no way is the Academy going to go with a monster movie as Best Picture, and really it is a monster movie. They can try to sell it as a love story, but it is a monster movie, hands down.
That's the interesting thing. I think this, to be honest, was probably the most ludicrous of the movies to win an Oscar like that. They just completely went a whole different direction. And they haven't done that in years, where they've just said, we're going weird.
Yeah. I think the last time they did something like this weird, it was I think Lord of the Rings won 12 Oscars or something like that.
But that's not even weird. You know what I mean? This is just a weird movie. It would have been if The Lobster had won, right?
Yeah.
And it clearly didn't.
No.
I don't think it won anything. Maybe some, I don't think it won Best Actor.
No. No, I don't think it won any. It was nominated for a few things, but...
You know what? Maybe the closest would have been, oh my gosh, what was the name of the movie that, wow, this is going to be very interesting to listen to.
Okay.
You know what? Let's continue and I'll come up with the name of it at some point.
Okay.
The guy who directed Rushmore.
Oh,
his last movie.
Paul Anderson.
Yeah, no.
No, Wes Anderson, sorry.
Wes Anderson's, his movie that he had about the hotel.
Oh,
Grand Budapest.
Yes, the Grand Budapest Hotel.
That was probably the weirdest it's been, and that won some Oscars, I think.
It did. And it was very, but all his movies are very different and have a certain style to them.
But it's almost like they just won't... The Shape of Water, probably, of that list, might have been the most successful box office of the movies, if you think about it.
Okay.
Because that movie made a lot of money, right? They never do that. It's not often that the Best Picture is the movie that made the most money. Unless I'm crazy.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably right.
It's usually not a correlation, and this year it was. And next year, it probably will be too, because I'm still convinced that Black Panther is going to end up on that list for Best Picture.
You think? I could definitely see that happening. I don't necessarily think it'll win. I think it'll definitely get a nomination.
Of course, I'm also of the opinion that Roman J. Israel should have.
Yeah.
Denzel should have taken Best Actor.
You think? I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's next on my list.
Just see that movie, but the problem is he's done it. He's done it a few times. I don't think they gave it. Who won? Not Daniel Day-Lewis, right?
No, I don't think so. It was I can't even think who it is right now.
Maybe it was the Fishman.
It could have been.
Maybe they just had a CG suit come up on stage.
Well, technically, it was what's his name? Doug
Jones.
Doug Jones, who does pretty much all Guillermo's movie. I'm pretty sure wow. No, I guess Hellboy would have been the first one Doug Jones was in.
Abe.
Abe played Abe Sapien, which again, played Abe Sapien almost again.
This is the Abe Sapien movie. Even when I first saw the trailer, I said that to you, and you were like, "No, it's not, Bob."
Well, he definitely looks different,
but it's
and he talks.
Similar setup.
Yeah.
If you just watch the trailer, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't talk in this?
In Shape of Water?
Yeah.
No. There's some sign language parts, and he speaks like in a fishman speak, but not really like I don't think there's any human speaking.
You're making me less interested.
In fact, no. Actually, I don't think he says anything at all. Now I'm going back. I think there's only like a sign language stuff.
I'll have to see it at some point. But as your wife has said, there's that one hump to get over.
Yes.
Pun intended.
Yes, absolutely. I know a lot of people are very against this because it almost comes off as a bestiality movie.
Well, I think first you'd have to encounter one of those things in the wild, and since that'll never happen, I'm sure the world will be okay.
Yes. But
to say that would be to say that Avatar was the same.
That's true. But I have to say this is probably more about a movie about outsiders. And it was good. And like that era where it's almost like a Russian like Cold War spy movie as well. But no, it's definitely worth watching.
I will check it out.
So that's on your list. And then you also saw I Don't Feel at Home in This World.
I did.
Which is, I believe, Netflix?
I think it's only on Netflix.
Yeah.
But, man, that's a dark comedy.
Right. Now, I haven't seen this. I have seen a lot of trailers for it. I think it looked good. And I think it was received pretty well.
I'm sure it was. Like, there's a lot of people that I'm sure this caters to. People like me that like a little bit of weird.
Right.
Not a lot, but a little bit.
Not Shape of Water weird, but
I will watch it.
Crazy people kind of weird.
You know what? It's like I think for me, there's a difference between, say, Shape of Water and this one, and then The Fountain.
Yes, okay.
So, I stand back here by Super, which is a very weird movie.
Yes, it is.
But I will not cross the line into The Fountain territory.
Gotcha.
So, in case anybody's wondering, The Fountain is one of the few Aronofsky films that I believe, I might be wrong, Tim will correct me,
that Bob loves the most.
That even Tim didn't like. Did you like that one?
I don't remember if I liked it or not. I actually just remember like seeing it once, and I think that once was enough. Visually, like always, his stuff is good. It's
the hair tree.
Yes, the hair tree, but more along the lines of everything he does is shot beautifully, cinematography wise, but the stories can go so sideways. He almost kind of reminds me of an anime director, where it's like sometimes the story will just take a left turn out of nowhere, and I think he almost does that because he wants to really surprise people, and he doesn't really care if it makes complete character sense, because it is like it's very art school, like it just, but he has his fan base and that's what they like.
But here's the thing, like one of my favorite movies of all time is very art school as well, Tim.
Yes.
Crank 2.
Great.
Now, Crank 2 High Voltage, have you seen it?
Oh, yes.
So you know I'm right.
Yes, it's very true.
This is a movie made by guys who were filming and directing and writing, because I think they did it all.
Definitely.
And they said, you know what would be interesting? If we just did this.
Yeah.
What if we put him in Godzilla-type suits?
Oh, what if him and Bai Ling are sleeping together in the middle of the street?
Did you know that Bai Ling made up all of that language herself?
Oh, yes. I heard that. On another podcast, How Did This Get Made, they talk about it in depth. I think Bai Ling is in like 5 or 6 of their movies that on How Did This Get Made. She's something. She is something.
But that movie, I would say, is the version of... See, when you see something like The Fountain and you tell me it's good, my response is, this just in, by the way, Yakuza Kiwami 2 just got announced as August 28th for America.
Oh, nice.
I know we talked about Yakuza last week. I literally just got a text about it. So that's cool, but...
I think it's because because they had the early preview and that kind of like
No,
backfired.
that's not Kiwami 2.
Oh, that's not.
This is actually another game. So, Kiwami is the remake of 1.
Okay.
Kiwami 2 is the remake of 2.
Okay.
The one that they had the demo for last week that became the full game somehow was 6.
Oh, wow.
So now, almost this gen, you can get 3, 4, and 5 on PS3 in America. And now you can get 0, 1, 2, and 6 on PS4. So it's almost current gen. If they do like a trilogy remaster on PS4,
right,
Bob's in.
All right.
I'll be able to own them all. But that's neither here nor there. So like the level of weird that I'll watch is Crank 2 and Super.
Okay.
The level of weird that you'll watch is Darren Aronofsky.
Yes.
But there's a happy medium, I think, where we'll both watch Stranger Things, and I don't feel at home. Stranger Things, Shape of Water, and I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
Right.
Because I think you would like this one. It's very much more the super approach.
It's definitely on my list. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's definitely on my list to watch it. I mean, I like Elijah Wood, and I like the main actress, and I just can't think of her name right now.
I think that's the point.
Yeah.
She starts out the movie as kind of just like a nobody character, like a nothing, and she kind of gets beat up on at work. She works as like a nurse's aide, and she goes through this character arc where her house gets robbed, and the police don't want to do anything about it, and then she starts to investigate.
Yeah.
And it becomes, you think it's going to go like a Death Wish route from the trailers.
Right.
But it is not a Death Wish route.
Yeah.
She just wants her stuff back.
Gotcha.
And she wants to tell people that they shouldn't do that.
Got it.
Which is more a Super route. But Super was hyper-violent.
Super was hyper-violent. Is this hyper-violent?
There is a scene.
Okay.
Where it has some hyper-violence.
Okay.
And she, until then, all of the vigilantism is accidental.
Right.
So there's a part where she knocks a guy out accidentally.
Yeah.
There's a part where they first find, this isn't too big a spoiler because it's early on.
Gotcha.
There's a part when they first find out where the house is, where her laptop is, because she has like a Find My Apple app on her phone.
Okay, so she has it low jacked.
Yeah. And the people turn it on, and they just... Elijah Wood, his character, because he's this guy who's never been in a situation like this, but took some martial arts or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Throws a ninja star into a wall.
Okay.
To, I guess, intimidate.
Alright.
And then he can't pull it back out. It's so good. And it's just so strange, but I think they were also trying to keep it grounded in reality, which was tough to do with a movie like this.
Yeah.
But it's just, the cops are exactly what you expect.
Okay.
In this type of movie where it's just the one cop, he's going through a divorce, and he actually takes the time to say that and starts crying. And she goes to put her hand on his and like relax him, and he's like, "Don't touch me." It's so good because he hates her. I strongly recommend you see I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. It's weird. It is. That one spot is really bloody. Really bloody.
Okay.
But the rest of it's really good.
Alright. I will definitely check that out.
The villains are great, and they're nobodies.
Oh.
They're just like...
Like nobody actors? Like new actors?
The only people I know are the Heavenly Creatures girl.
Right.
Because that's, by the way, that's where this girl's from. She's from that old Peter Jackson film.
Oh, yeah. And if you saw Coyote Ugly way back in the day, she plays the sister who gets married at the beginning.
Tim admitting
that
he's seen Coyote Ugly.
I have seen Coyote Ugly. I had a friend who owned Coyote Ugly.
Wow.
Actually, I'm sorry, a roommate that owned Coyote Ugly. So yes, I have seen that movie. When you don't have cable and any kind of internet access, you go for any DVD, VHS you got.
Yeah, Maria Bello.
Yep.
I know she's in that.
Yes. And who directed that movie? Michael Bay.
He would.
I'm pretty sure he's even in it as a photographer taking pictures of the girls dancing on the bar.
Did the bars explode?
No, they might as well have. But I think who produced that?
The Bruck?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jerry Bruckheimer produced it.
Because that's back when they were working together?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that he directed it, and it was that kind of movie.
Hey, you know what? Coyote Ugly is Tim's second favorite movie of all time. I think that's what he's saying.
Yes. Right after Godfather.
Yeah, so
Coyote Ugly.
Godfather, Coyote Ugly, Shape of Water.
Yep.
But something else that's Netflix original that we both have now seen. I finally watched it.
Yes.
Stranger Things season 2.
I thought this was a good season, but again, I think this, as Stranger Things go, this was definitely a setup season. They added a few new characters. Max, who is
crazy brother.
Yes, which I kind of like the crazy brother, I call him the Red Power Ranger.
Is that who he is?
From the new Power Rangers,
okay.
Yes, the movie. I have not actually seen that movie, but I recognize him from that. I'm sure he's been in other stuff, but
Steve taking up the mantle of resident badass.
Yes.
Taking the kids into the cave at the end. Spoiler.
Yes.
The cave.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely talk spoilers in this one, but it's been out for a while, so.
Since October.
Yes.
So, plenty of time. You guys have had plenty of time to watch it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? It's amazing. But again, I think this was more of a setup season. I feel like they're probably gonna go. At least they've talked about 3 to 4 seasons with this, or 3 to 4 more seasons. But almost like an 80s tune right now playing.
It's been.
Again, sorry for all the background noise. Like I said, we had to go like a different place for this, but definitely love that Sean Astin came in this season. I think he did a great job.
He did. Paul Reiser was pretty good.
Paul Reiser was a great addition as well.
Because you're not even sure the whole time if he's going to be a good guy or a bad guy.
And the guy they got to play pretty much the Johnny Depp's character from Fear and Loathing.
The conspiracy theorist?
The conspiracy theorist guy is definitely kind of like a take on...
Hunter Thompson?
Thank you. I couldn't think of his name, yes. Definitely like a Hunter S. Thompson type character. I really wish I knew that actor's name. He did a good job.
Yeah, everybody in it was pretty solid.
Yeah, all the actors who came back. Winona Ryder, she was good this season. I think she did a good last season, but I think people kind of liked her more, the character more this season.
Yeah, because she's more likable this season.
Yeah.
The first season, she's just crying and screaming a lot.
Well, son's missing, and she kind of goes into that. But I definitely think she does a good job. And I think this was a very good setup season. Okay, spoiler alerts. This season is about this big shadow monster that they call I think they call it like the
Mind Eater.
The Mind Eater or whatever.
Something.
Yeah, something from D&D.
They only name it like the second to last episode.
Exactly, like the D&D, but it's definitely kind of like their big bad. They're gonna be, I don't know, they're Voldemort,
I'd like to call it the bad monster from Lost.
Yes.
Because it's smoke.
It is kind of like they show it for like half a second in like the last episode.
Do they?
Yeah, you kind of see a little bit of it through like they go into the power plant and they go into when she there's a part where, again, spoilers, 11 is trying to seal up the tear to the upside down,
which they had her create.
Yeah, which she kind of created, but you get introduced to number 9, I believe, which is hers, like kind of like her sister.
It's another number.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was number 9, and she kind of has more powers that are like illusion type things.
You also learn that That's also a weird thing for them to have done.
Yeah.
These kids have powers because they were experimented on, right?
I think so, but also I think it has to do with
Are they born with them?
I think it's almost like they found people that they thought could have the genetic disposition to have these powers. It doesn't really go too in depth on it yet.
Maybe because that kid was taken from London.
Yeah.
Judging by the newspaper clippings that they had.
And she had an English...
that accent.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's a weird choice.
Yeah.
Because it starts out as this very centered in a small town government conspiracy.
Right.
In America.
Right.
How are they getting kids from London?
Mm.
But we'll have to see. Maybe they'll continue that too. They'd have to. It can't just be...
Yeah.
The kaiju.
Exactly. And I think even the mom, or Eleven's mom, when she goes to visit her, I think has a little bit of power. She makes to turn some lights on and off and things like that.
But I didn't know if that was from the experiments they were doing on it.
Could be.
I don't know how she even knew to go there.
Yeah.
And she still called Matthew Modine Papa.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe he was.
That is kind of like the thing. We don't know who the father is, really.
But it's not going to matter, because Hopper is now Hellboy.
Yes. Yeah, Hopper, that actor, besides doing Tide commercials, is now doing, is the new Hellboy.
The best Tide commercials.
That's right. They're actually pretty funny. I like those commercials. But this season is definitely, I almost kind of feel like they're doing a Stephen King kind of thing. Like, this is the Crimson King. Like, if you've ever read any of the Dark Tower stuff, the kind of like the big bad, or the Skeletor.
The Matthew McConaughey, if you will.
Matthew McConaughey? No, Matthew McConaughey actually works for the Crimson King. He's the Man in Black. Flag, or like he's
Randall
Flag, or the Devil, or whatever they call him. But the big bad is the Crimson King, which you only kind of get little pieces of him throughout the series. But this kind of feels a little bit like that, like the power behind the power, like the thing that controls the what do they call them, the dogs, the Demodogs, which I do like the Gremlins aspect of this season, where the one character, I can't think of the kid's name, Dustin gets what he thinks is like a new creature from
his garbage can.
From his garbage can.
But it's from his friend, I guess, vomiting it up?
I think so.
But it might not have even been that one, because if you think about it, how many other Demodogs were there?
That's true.
Where else did they come from?
That's true, unless they came through other cracks and stuff. Like, there seemed to be, like, other ways in, other than, like, it started to, like, seep through the fields. They're surrounded the area, so
it was like attacking from underground.
Yeah, so there was a lot more, and a lot more of the characters got exposed to spores from the Upside Down. Like, definitely a few of them got, like, spores in the face and stuff.
Hopper did.
Yeah, and I think one of the kids did too.
Yeah, Dustin.
Yeah, so there could be a ton of stuff happening. You know, they could start getting weird vomit things, like worm creatures coming out of them. Who knows? And I think this season kind of establishes Will as I think he's kind of cleared out for this season, because I think it's the creature was trying to come through him and use him, but now it's kind of seen, I think, 11, and I think it really wants to go after 11 now. I think that'll be like the next thing. It wants like it'll be.
You think it wants to take her body?
I think it wants to get into her, like, use her as a conduit. So now it's kind of seen her power.
Maybe.
She definitely Akira'd the end there, like blasting it with like power and stuff.
Yeah, she floats now.
Yeah. And she screams a lot.
She does.
That girl has some healthy lungs. There's a lot of screaming she does at the end there. But
it was pretty good though.
Yeah.
That weird Chicago segment was strange.
Yeah.
But to set up that other character, which they set up in the first episode.
Which I thought was good.
And they just ignore it for like 6 episodes.
Yeah, there is kind of like that thing. Sometimes, and they do this in a lot of other Netflix series where they just do too many episodes. It's like the 13 kind of thing. I'm just like, do an 8.
Well, this was 9.
This was 9, which I liked, but even that almost seemed like an episode too long. They could have cut it down even further.
They probably will.
But,
if they do another season.
Yeah.
Now those guys are in trouble for yelling at their staff.
Oh, really?
For brothers, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Like yelling? Is there any like thing where like is there?
I think because one of their staff was a woman, it's like a thing. Yeah.
Hopefully it is not.
I don't think Netflix is going to stop it based on that. I think.
Okay.
That would be a silly mistake unless it was more severe than what the article I read made it sound.
Yeah. I mean, if it's definitely something more derogatory than.
I don't think so.
Like it's not a sexual harassment kind of thing, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not well informed, so.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about this, so.
I just read like a headline and I was like, okay, let me see. Are they going to stop making this show that I'm interested in? Should I never continue it?
Exactly.
And then I read part of it, and my response was, well, they're probably not going to stop. But
okay.
But that being said, who knows? They have shown that they are totally willing to just fire people.
Yeah.
Because they fired, Kevin Spacey. They fired that 70s show guy off of The Ranch, I think it's called.
Oh, okay.
The Ashton Kutcher show.
Okay.
But he was, if what was stated about him is true, not a good guy.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Okay.
Hyde from that 70s show, the guy who always wears the sunglasses.
Oh, okay.
I think his character was Hyde.
Yeah, like the curly hair, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
He was on that show.
He was on that show? Okay.
And then now they just replaced him with Dax Shepard.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that makes sense because that's Ashton Kutcher's other friend.
Oh, is it?
Well, they did that prank show together.
Punk'd?
Punk'd. That's kind of where he started. But Dax Shepard, who's married to Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell, yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
Dax Shepard's.
He's pretty funny. I saw him. He was in Parks and Rec. Did a good job.
I feel like he was in a serious role that I saw that I liked.
Chips?
It wasn't Chips.
Okay.
I saw him in an action comedy that wasn't bad called Hit and Run with Tom Arnold.
Oh, okay.
It was like years ago.
Oh, wow. I
don't know. I'm sure I've seen him in something.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this thing with the Duffer Brothers is not as serious, and maybe it's just like they're angry dudes.
I think they were probably just stressed when you're doing something that's that important to you, because like this seems to be their life's work.
Yeah.
Something they're very interested in, and this seems like it hits them close to home. So.
And also, it's because it was so successful the first season.
Pressure.
The amazing amount of pressure. It's almost you almost wish your first thing out was kind of like a. What's the good word? It's like not a mediocre, but like it built slower. I mean, this was like almost
like an Aronofsky.
What? Aronofsky, yes. You wish it was Pie first, and then The Wrestler.
You wish it was Pie and then Requiem for a Dream.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the way it works for him.
Yeah.
And now people respect his movies, which is a shame.
What if the next movie he wins you back?
He might.
He might. He could. Honestly, he does. Like, I know you didn't like Black Swan. I like Black Swan. But I know you like The Wrestler.
I did.
We both agree on that.
Right. You know what? It's like Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes.
I loved There Will Be Blood.
Yes.
I hated The Master.
Yes.
Okay? So it's kind of that.
It is kind of that.
And this is Philip Seymour Hoffman, who I think was an amazing actor.
Oh, absolutely amazing.
And that movie was just
unquestionably.
Trash.
Yes.
It was just a trash movie.
Yeah.
And it got so much respect.
I think it's because who was it about? Because I don't think anybody had really gone in depth about the guy himself. or like where his ideas came from or whatever. Like that's, I think it was because
Still,
of that.
it was fiction. Like this wasn't
Yeah.
actually that.
Yeah,
They were just loosely based on that.
exactly.
That would be like saying, you know, I don't even know. I would say like Tommy Lee Jones was actually a fugitive manhunter.
Wait, he's not?
He's not.
Wait, you're telling me he's not a Man in Black either?
He's not. He's not a Men in Black.
Yeah. Oh, so I'll ask you this. So Chris Hemsworth will be a new Man in Black. Who do you think his partner is going to be?
Oh, this is official?
Official. They're going to do it. A new
Chris
Man in Black.
Hemsworth is the Thor Hemsworth.
The Thor Hemsworth.
Okay. All right.
Not the Hunger Games Hemsworth.
Are they going... Let me ask you, based on this person,
Yes.
are they going straight comedy?
I don't know.
Would the person give you the opinion?
I think Hemsworth is going to be the comedy because he showed he could do that a little bit. But this is also, it is not going to be a reboot. It will be a continuation. It will be a continuation.
Okay. Because I was thinking if it was Chris Hemsworth, then he would be the more serious guy. But I guess for Ghostbusters, he showed
some humor.
comedy.
And for Thor Ragnarok,
Comedy in quotes, Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, he had some good funny moments too.
So if he's the straight man, or not the straight man, then the other person's the straight man.
Or straight woman.
Or straight woman. Oh, you're right. It could be a woman. People in black. First off, it's got to be people in black then.
I know.
Is that what it's called?
Oh, I'm betting they're going to drop that completely and just do MIB. Kind of like the KFC of it all. I think they're going to... It's not Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore.
Anyway.
Which, honestly, they did have women in black, too. It didn't...
No, I know, but
it didn't really make sense.
It was just the name of the agency.
Yeah. And the name of the comic book series.
I can't with that. We wouldn't go there.
But,
I'm going to say...
And will Will Smith do another song for it?
Will Smith's not in it, is he?
It has not been said.
Okay, well, he would have to be, first off.
It's the MIBs.
I know that for a while they were going to do Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
They had talks about doing a crossover.
But there's no way.
Yeah. Which I think it's the better thing that they didn't do that.
Who makes Men in Black?
Is it Sony?
It's Sony?
I'm pretty sure it's Sony.
Alright. I gotta think outside the box here.
Okay.
Sony, so they're gonna need somebody that makes sense. I'm gonna go with... Man, Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones. I could see that. I have a feeling they are gonna skew younger. Just because.
Is this person younger than Chris Hemsworth?
Yes.
I thought he was the young new talent.
I don't know. I have a feeling he's not going to be the young new talent.
This person is younger?
Yes.
Oh my god. I'm going to go crazy with it then.
Yeah, go for it.
Selena Gomez.
Alright. Because honestly, because Selena Gomez is a little bit shorter, I could definitely see like, some comedy in the taller person, shorter person thing. But, I would actually, if it was Leslie Jones, I would definitely watch that.
Yeah, because she's funny when it's not that Ghostbusters movie.
That's right.
If you ever want to watch the movie that Ghostbusters should have been, look for the movie with Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig, where they rob an armored truck company and it has 3/4 of the cast of Ghostbusters.
Right.
And it's hilarious. Because they're all talented.
Yes.
It was just that movie.
Yes.
But who is it?
Nobody. That's not about.
Oh, they haven't said.
But I'm just saying, if you.
Did you quiz me for nothing?
No, I don't think.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
It's gonna be Selena Gomez or because she was so successful.
That was Bob snapping his fingers.
Because she was so successful in Jumanji, Karen Gillan.
I can see Karen Gillan doing it, but I could also see what's her name from the Thor Ragnarok?
Valkyrie?
Yes. I could definitely, because
I see we went the same direction with it.
Right.
Because that's the direction Sony will absolutely take it.
Because They've obviously worked together. They have some chemistry.
People in black.
They're not going to change it to People in Black.
And then there'll just be constant Mr. Pibb commercials throughout the movie. Because it's Pibb.
Pibb. No, they'll probably definitely...
No, they'll change it.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they'll keep the Men in Black. I think it'll just be MIB. But,
because Thor's worked with them before.
Right.
Because that, wasn't the Joss Whedon horror film, Sony?
Well, I thought Ghostbusters was Sony.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. So that's why I was thinking Leslie Jones.
I definitely think they could do a Leslie Jones.
But if he's the funny guy, God knows.
Or he could totally do the straight man in it.
Because the first one you had... I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they're gonna hire a fetus. I think it's gonna be like a 12-year-old, and it's probably gonna be like Selena Gomez or whoever's 19 and popular at the moment.
You know who they could do? What's her name from Black Panther? Who played the sister? The sister.
She would be amazing.
She's really funny.
Does she actually have that accent? I don't know her.
I don't know. I know she's done a couple other movies. I can't remember if she does or not. But
no, I think I'm right. I think it's gonna be like a Selena Gomez, and it's gonna be everything's gonna be CG. Everything is gonna be CG.
I hope not.
I will.
I know.
Everything will be brighter because we're easily distracted now. It's not 1998 anymore, Tim.
That's true. But also, the practical effects in the first Men in Black, even in the second one, were pretty much some great ones.
Yeah, but they don't... That's out the window now.
No! I think, well, what won Best Picture? Shape of Water. Shape of Water has a lot of practical effects in it.
Right, but what's easier?
What's easier, but also what looks better, too.
It's easier.
I know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I think I'm going to be right on
I really hope they don't do a CG fest that they did for Ghostbusters. I think that kind of hurt them a lot.
Just bring Will Smith back.
Oh,
maybe he'll just be
I think he's gonna cameo. I'm sure though. I mean,
how about this? How about they just bring Will Smith back? Bear with me.
Right.
Replace Chris Hemsworth with Martin Lawrence, and just call it
Bad
Boys in Black. Boom. I would watch it.
I would watch the heck out of that movie. Honestly, let's just eliminate Men in Black and just Bad Boys 3, which we all know we've all wanted.
Which apparently is, I think, called Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life?
If it ever happens.
Or Bad Boys Forever. We're laughing at the music selection right now.
Yep.
But I could definitely see him going that way. But no director yet. Haven't heard anything. But
well, it would have to be somebody who's an expert in CG, Tim.
We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe you know what? You know what I think's gonna happen?
Okay.
I think they're gonna get Paul Feig.
Sure.
He's gonna bring in what's her name, Melissa McCarthy.
Okay.
And then all the aliens will be played by the cast of Ghostbusters.
I can see that actually happening. But
and it'll be funnier than Ghostbusters. Because he'll know now.
Yeah.
To not make the jokes last 2.5 hours, and he won't be able to afford to with CG.
Yeah. And honestly, the other thing they need to kind of think about is Men in Black. What was it 3? Was not as successful.
Oh yeah, they could even just do Brolin.
They could, well, that would be like involve some time travel again. But I don't.
It's all meaningless.
I know. Honestly, if they do a good sequel and do something interesting that they did in the first one, I can definitely see like it being a successful movie, because I think they want to probably keep going with that. And I think they're realizing now, like they did with Ghostbusters, a franchise can't be built on a bad story. You can't build a sequel to a movie or a reboot or whatever on a poor idea.
But they tried to build it on several things. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
I talk about them, I'm being political.
True, but there's been a lot of people
But it was
talked
based
about it.
around. It was based around a cult of saying, if you don't want to see this, you're sexist.
There is that. Honestly,
and I went weekend 1 to see it.
Yes.
And it was still lousy.
Right. I watched it with my wife. She actually wanted to turn it off after 10 minutes. We gave it at least another 30, and it just didn't get any better, and we never finished it. But I would say more than anything, they just need to do if it's a good movie with a good story, the casting won't matter as much, but a good director could handle this.
I think what's going to happen is it's going to be like another sequel they did too late.
Right.
Will Smith's character is going to have been killed in a training accident.
Right.
For no reason.
Okay.
And the movie's going to suck. Also, that had a Hemsworth in it. I'm just saying.
It's true.
Jeff Goldblum will fight a giant space alien bug.
Right.
Maybe they'll bring him in. You know who they'll have as a repeat cast member? David Cross.
Okay.
Because he was in the first two, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
He worked in the morgue in the first one, and then he had the videotapes in the second.
The second one, yeah. They could do that. But I don't know.
No, it's
but honestly,
terrible.
Yeah. If you want to get probably the real feelings about like Ghostbusters and not hear about it from two guys, Comic Book Girl 19 did a great review on it and really kind of broke down everything that happened and why it was a bad movie. And I kind of agree with what her statement was. It's just a bad movie, but I think pretty much everybody is on in that opinion now. And it has nothing to do with sexism or whatever.
Of course not.
It's
just a bad movie.
I really wanted it to succeed. It just wasn't a good movie.
It's depressing.
Right.
Because it's a property we love.
Yeah.
Right?
Same with, I'd say Men in Black 3.
That was depressingly bad too.
Yeah.
But the difference was, at least they got the team back. So it's their fault.
It really is.
It's not somebody trying to bring it back and just doing an awful job and somebody okaying it. This is, hey, we got Will Smith, we have to make it now.
Right.
And Tommy Lee Jones will be here for a few minutes, and then we'll bring in basically young Tommy Lee Jones.
Right. Yeah, Thanos was in it. Or Cable.
Or Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps.
Right.
That was another bad one. Wall Street, the second one.
Yeah, and I can't believe that he actually came back for that.
What else was he doing? Actually, that's what put him in...
Ant-Man. Come on.
No, that's what almost killed him. Because it was during that time that he put out that statement.
Oh yes, about his wife.
Yep.
Oh man. Which
that
honestly,
his career.
I feel like it was almost like a joke that got taken the wrong way. But
I
don't know.
I don't think that's the thing you joke about in a magazine article.
But whatever.
What a silly goose.
I know. But glad he's doing okay.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome back. So yeah, I know we kind of went off on a tangent there.
We did.
We'll definitely update you on Men in Black.
Kiwami.
Yes, and Men in Black 2 as we hear more casting news, director news, writers. Also, just very quickly, Danny Boyle is going to be doing the new Bond. Happy about that. We'll see.
A lot of
him and his screenwriter are working on it. So, I guess that the Broccoli's, or I think it's the
Barbara now.
Barbara. She's been doing a lot of that. She did the last the Pierce Brosnan ones and all of these ones as well. He's been for a while. And I think she even was the person who discovered, or not discovered, but wanted Pierce Brosnan for a while. Actually, Pierce Brosnan was supposed to do the the guy before him. What was his name?
Timothy Dalton?
Timothy Dalton. He was supposed to start doing those ones, but unfortunately Remington Steele stopped him from doing that, which I think is hilarious that a TV show stopped a huge movie franchise.
Better yet, a TV show that's kind of a knockoff James Bond.
Exactly.
That is interesting.
Yeah, they were about to announce him as the new Bond, and
ABC was like,
ABC had not renewed his contract, and right before he was about to go out, they had stalled, and it was like literally the day before his contract was going to be done. They said, no, we're renewing it.
That's interesting.
So it's very strange why they did that to him, and so it was kind of like. But honestly, I think that might have worked in his favor, because then he might not have been the Golden Eye. He would have been the Living Daylights, License to Kill.
Yeah, and GoldenEye was such a big comeback for Bond.
Huge, and as always, I think that director, who did, I believe he did Casino Royale as well.
Maybe?
I'm pretty sure he did. I can't think of his name right now, but I'm pretty sure he's kind of like their good luck charm with restarting franchises, or at least the Bond franchise. He did GoldenEye, and I think he did the Casino Royale one.
But now they got Danny Boyle.
And Slumdog Millionaire Danny Boyle.
I always think of 28
Days Later. Yes, I think that's probably, well, Trainspotting.
Trainspotting is his big one, but I think he even produced Layer Cake, actually, now that I think about it.
He might have, actually. So
he's worked with Daniel Craig.
So I'm sure Daniel Craig is very happy to hear that, especially since I know that what's-his-name was not coming back. Sam Mendes was definitely not coming back, which is why they thought
theater.
He wouldn't come. What?
He does like theater.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of why everybody thought that Daniel Craig was not going to come back, but
$50 million says they'll come back.
Oh yeah, they definitely pulled up a truck of money and were just like, please come back to do the last one.
Which is weird, because they could have easily put, what's his name? Idris Elba. I think would have been an amazing James Bond.
Yes.
I know for a while they were even talking about like a Jane Bond.
Yeah,
Angelina Jolie, stop it, you're ridiculous. No. Charlize Theron would be a better choice.
Which she kind of did hers. Atomic Blonde was kind of like.
That wasn't James Bond.
It wasn't James Bond. It was more of a Cold War era kind of. That was more like John Wick kind of version.
It was
John Wick. I think the stunt director,
something like that,
did John Wick did that as well. But we'll keep you updated if we hear some more news. As always, I am Tim Martinek on Instagram.
And I am Martin_Bob, MARTON, at the tweets.
Twitter. And you can find us on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. Leave a review for us. You can find us as Precarious Pixels, and of course our YouTube channel, Precarious Pixels, as well.
You can hear all of our opinions about 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
That's right. And you can also say if you like the background music that's playing.
Say if you like the new Ghostbusters. I really want to know if anybody did.
I
doubt the cast even liked it.
Yeah, well, they like the money from it, I'm sure. But
they could have gotten money on anything.
That's true. They're not hurting.
This is going to be a me-raging thing.
I know.
Well, actually, no. You know who's probably hurting? The blonde lady.
I don't know.
Because what else is she in?
She's SNL.
Yeah, but that's it. That doesn't pay that well.
She's not stopped doing it, so they must be paying her pretty well for it. And they know that she's a pretty big cast member for them. But as always, you can find us online, and next week we'll have some more stuff for you.
Yeah.
So, as always, signing off. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
To do a little redesigning with us, you can find Bob at Martin, MARTON_BOB, on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinek, all one word, TIMMARTINEC. And you can join in us, have some fun, do your redesigns for this week's redesign. It's a lot of fun for us to do this, but we like to see fresh ideas and fresh artists like doing what they do as well. You can also hashtag it Precarious Pixels and we'll find it as well.